Hello and welcome to Miss Hannah Loves Grammar. In this video we'll be answering the question, what questions should you ask to check if you need an apostrophe? Whilst it's really important that I share across all these videos the rules of grammar and the rules of apostrophes, it's quite often the case that apostrophes are missed out because we fail to proofread. But whilst it's important to proofread, it can often be hard to know how to proofread and how specifically to check if you needed an apostrophe in the first place. So in this video I've devised just 3 questions that I think will help make your life easier when you're considering whether you need to use an apostrophe or not. The first question is, are you including an item or idea that belongs to someone or something? If you are, this makes the thing that belongs to someone else a possessive. It needs an apostrophe because we're saying it belongs to someone. In particular, what needs the apostrophe is the individual or thing that the item belongs to. For example, Jarell's poem was hilarious. It is Jarell, the person's name, that needs the apostrophe S because the poem belongs to him. It's his possession. The second question that is important to ask remains, are you removing letters to merge 2 words into one, or to just take letters away? If you are, this makes a contraction, a shortened version of 2 words joined together, or 1 word made shorter, and it needs an apostrophe. For example, isn't it tomorrow? Isn't it is actually the shortened version of 2 words, is not, and that becomes isn't it when we say it with the word it. When I'm making that contraction happen, what I'm doing is signalling to whoever is reading or hearing my work that there would be an apostrophe there. Especially in writing, it's important we make sure that contractions have an apostrophe. If you're speaking it, obviously you cannot communicate an apostrophe. Finally, the question that probably is necessary, are you using a plural? Just because you are using more than one of something doesn't mean you automatically need an apostrophe. In fact, this does not need an apostrophe. Let me give you an example, just in case. Students are worried, full stop. I'm talking about many students. And whilst they are worried, the worry doesn't belong to them. I'm not removing any letters. A common mistake that students make, or anyone who's writing and misusing apostrophes, is to randomly place an apostrophe just because there's an S ending the word. So just remember, just because it's a plural doesn't mean you need an apostrophe at all. Check if that plural is belonging to someone. For example, if it said the students' parents, well then maybe I would need an apostrophe because I'm referring to the students' parents. In this instance, the parents belong to the students. But because I'm not doing that, I don't need to add an apostrophe at all. Now it's your turn. For each of the 3 sentences, consider if the sentence needs an apostrophe. If it does, why? What question can you answer with it? Is it about possession? Is it a contraction? And if it's just a plural, why would you need an apostrophe anyway? Hit pause if you need thinking time. So, how did you get on? Parents always want the best for their children. That sentence makes perfect sense whilst it's there. I've got a plural. The parents, they always want the best for their children. But a plural is not a possessive, so I don't need an apostrophe in this sentence. Let's move on. Justine's lawyer failed to help her with the court case. I'm referring to Justine's lawyer. There is a possessive. That lawyer is Justine's. So Justine should have an apostrophe and then an S. it needs an apostrophe because I'm referring specifically to her lawyer. And finally, shouldn't you care about others more? I am bringing together should and not. That's a contraction that needs an apostrophe. So I definitely need an apostrophe to make shouldn't. The 3 questions you need to ask are the key to checking when you are writing that you have appropriately used an apostrophe correctly. Failing to do so is as erroneous as failing to actually check your writing in the first place. So consider these 3 questions. Am I dealing with something that belongs to someone else? Am I reducing the number of letters in a word or within 2 words? And finally, if you're just using a plural, you don't automatically need an apostrophe. Those are the key tips to ensuring you smash the apostrophe. Why not subscribe to Miss Hannah Loves Grammar for all things English, literary and grammatical?